Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. 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 Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad. Okay, morning everyone. So, okay, referring to the video that I have given you, I hope everyone have looked at both video. One is the previous lecture video, and the other one was about the person that stays in the jungle, right? Or he runs away and stay there. He came out and he changed himself and he faced the reality. Now, what that got to do with our lesson? Our lesson is to learn about the implication of the law. So, if you want to be understanding, to increase your understanding about the functions of law, so the functions of law, if you were to look at the normal approach, would be very straightforward. If you were to do any crime, you obviously going to be punished based on the legal provisions that is being created. The situation where he was in at a point of time, instead of being a person that is taken to the uh, to the to punish him properly by virtue of the law. The law, in a way, has been used to uplift his position in life instead of incarceration, where he is unable to improve himself. You know, a lot of criminals that we have in our society, yes, they have committed their crime. The issue is to go further, to go deeper, meaning to understand why that particular person committed that particular crime. And if you do your proper research, you start to discover that there is some basis, yeah, in his situation. The basis was the father was very abusive towards the family member. They were left as a family. They were left at the orphan. Then in the orphan, they will be abused. You know, if you see videos regarding orphanage institution, it's not smooth sailing. It is very what they call it, not conducive enough for you to build your character. Because I do have a student complaining being raped by the officers of those institutions. Very degrading, yeah, very degrading. And then you see videos, and then hearing from students about their experience. Quite, you are very frustrated. Harapkan pagar-pagar makan padi. Yeah. So coming back to the video that I've given, because of the nature of upbringing that he is suffering from, he suffers from mental problem, and because of that, the things that he has done, and he realized that he has to run away in order for him to save everyone else. Then he start to realize that he has to change his life. If he want to survive, he has to change his life, and then that is the step that he took in order for him to be a person that is useful for the society. He becomes a lecturer. He got his PhD, which is good. Yeah, turn 360 turn around by a person from negative to positive. So what is the function of the law? The function of the law is to support a person change from negative to positive. So we, based on the reality of the situation, we have to understand. Okay, Scandinavian realism is about experiencing what the person is suffering. Then if you understand, if you realize that that is the situation, he doesn't want that thing to happen in the first place, uh, you tend to help. The law will come in and help a person be able to change from one position to it's very difficult for the law to do that, obviously in Malaysia, but in Western countries, they are moving towards that. Uh, it's not about punishment, but more towards rehabilitation. That is the more, apa orang kata, more fruitful, yeah, more fruitful approach towards crime, for example. But if you take other than crime, the same nature has to be implemented. Yeah, to be implemented in order for it to be more effective, and the society will be able to change themselves to another level. Okay, that is about the video. About the three people or the three juries. Anyone have any questions about Lansted? Are you clear about Lansted? Guys, are you still here?
Yes,
Yeah.
still trying to process.
To process. Okay. About the video, I already explained about the hermit, that guy. Okay, that video is okay. Can you relate to the thing that we are learning? Scandinavian. Can you relate it to Scandinavian? It's reality, realism. Realism is about something that is real, something that you can be able to look at, and experience from your senses that you have, you know. Then the law would be more realistic. The more would be more able to solve things rather than just punishing, stereotyping a certain approach. So last step, apa dia punya what they call it, dia punya basis. So in order for you to improve the society, you have to look at the social welfare, and the law and legislation should be guided in a form that it is able to change the welfare of the society based on the study, yeah, of social conditions. Study, when you talk about study, yourself, you're studying law, you have to experience law. Yeah, meaning you have to learn every area of law that is important in order for you to become a lawyer. So it is about the study of social welfare in order for us to look at or change the law and legislation. And that study is based on a practical impact, practical method and capabilities of the law to improve the society and all its members. If you look at the picture, obviously, you have to be able to go and sit with them, and be with them. Only then you should be able to realize that. Sorry, ada orang tanya. Hey, Gustom, only then you will be able to understand them further. Okay. Kashifah tanya, Gaston said he resists the opposition of rights as metaphysic entities. Can you give us some example so that we have a clearer picture on what he said? Yeah. Okay. Higginson talks about metaphysical, metaphysical like theories, statements. Statements like what? Fundamental rights. What do you mean by fundamental rights? Fundamental rights is something that you cannot put into perspective properly unless and until it is something that you are able to experience. You cannot, as a person, create something just on the pretext of orang kata an idea. It is an idea. This is my fundamental right. No, it has to be something that is based on reality, something that you are able to experience, something that you are able to gain knowledge from your what do you kata? From your ability to know that thing. Not to know, knowing is not enough. Knowing here means that you are able to use your senses in order for you to realize that is something of fundamental rights. So he they do not agree exactly as to fundamental right, but they say that if you want to know about fundamental rights properly, then you have to sit down and look at that particular rights in order for you to realize whether it is real or not. If it's not real, based on something of metaphysical, something that is being given by someone, by an authority, by what do you call it, by religious approach. That is something that is very, very ambiguous. You cannot rely on something that is ambiguous, something that is just something of an idea, which is not good. Yeah, I mean, in our society today, we look at things that is being done on the pretext of idea. Say, for example, macam mana? So, example in COVID situation, the restriction that is being made by the government over PKPD, PKP, or all this PKPK, right? So is it based on reality, or is it based on some idea of someone, up there thinking about things that needs to be done towards the society? No, 8 o'clock to 8 p.m. Is it something that is able? Betul yang orang nak buat lawak, orang kata COVID dia pukul 8 pagi sampai pukul 8 they are somewhere else, dia akan datang selepas pukul 8 malam sampai pukul 8 pagi. It doesn't make any sense. The thing that they are asking us to do, if you were to be able to let other people into the country, and yet you force the society to change, to do things, to stay indoors, not to do their normal life, not able to cross state, but you allow people overseas to come in and engage in activities. The variance that is from outside is coming in because people outside coming in. And let's look at the practicality or the reality of the situation, rather than you just kata, oh, we have to do the PK, or whatever PK in order for us to make sure that the virus is not spreading. The more concern about where it spread is something that you have to base on reality. If manufacturing is the sector that is involved in spreading of the COVID, then you have to tackle what manufacturing level. You cannot be forced by the manufacturing people, manufacturing owners, saying that, oh, you cannot stop. This is going to be infecting the economy. And that is based on figures. It has to be something that is on reality. What do you know about reality? You have to go and check. If Top Glove is a company that is producing product, yeah, I can understand the positive of Top Glove, but when it comes to the reality of the situation, that they are not taking care of their staff, that on industrial relation law is one problem. But as far as the contribution to the COVID spreading is something that is very real. So you have to study, all these companies, what are they doing? If they are not doing something that is taking care of their staff, just concentrate only money, profit, then people are going to face problem. Okay. How do you read out theory? Monopolization of the concept of law should be guided in the method of rehabilitation, which is fundamental aspect. So Alia tanya based on Oliver Crona. So Oliver Crona, semua orang faham Oliver Crona approach? He says that if you allow this so-called concept of justice, to be prevailing in our society, you don't really understand what is actually the concept unless and until you go and face the reality. So if you go and based on the reality, then you start to realize, oh, okay, right, we need to have force in order for us to move the society. Now, forcing doesn't mean abuse. If you look at this picture, it doesn't mean that that particular person is abusing someone of the society. Abusing the concept, meaning to be in control of the concept, not literally going places and hurt the society. That is obviously, stupid lah kalau if you were to follow that. But it has to be in a manner whereby you are able to control, okay, the society by virtue of the law, because if you are not able to look at the reality that if you are not in power, you cannot be able to change the society. So he wants the law to be a binding force towards the psychological effect of the society by virtue of the rules. Okay, soalan. Kalau kita tengok Ross, kita tengok legal politics. The politics that we have in Malaysia is the politics that is based on the impact of the society. If people are not happy, then they start to do politics that is, accommodating. Recently, the LRT punya accident, people sign petition, people making noises or reaction, in mass media, resulted to the resignation, to the termination of, service. But is it something that is based on reality? Based on reality of the situation, that the politics is being used by the government in order to run free, with the things that they wanted to do. What it has to do is based on legal politics means that the legislators are the one to be the one in power. In our situation right now, we are under emergency. There is no parliament, where parliament is the one that is to be doing the job in order for decision to be made. Otherwise, if you allow executive to do the things that they want, they will, they will do things that is not reflecting on the reality. Now, the reality talks. Let's talk about vaccine. The cost of vaccine outside, and then the cost of vaccines that we are purchasing. That amount of money is our money. It's not the government money. It's taxpayer money. So what is happening? How come the only one company is handling the distribution of vaccine? If you want to vaccinate the whole society, you have to be based on practical. Look at other people, and look at the reality of our society that we are facing. The longer we take for to vaccinate our society, the more increase of death that we are going to face. The herd economy, the herd the ability for you to create immunization herd community is something that is prevailing. So you have to be practical. You have all the institution of medical institution to be able to help you out. You don't have to be centered into one place in order for you to handle, or we have maximized our capability of to give vaccine. You have all the medical outlets that you are able, institution that you are able to utilize in order for everyone to be vaccinated. And on top of that, you are able to allow what do you call it, private purchase of vaccination, because the main goal is to be able to get everyone vaccinated and to bring down the numbers, down. It has to be on practical, it must be based on reality. It is based on what they call it, it must be based on legal politics, meaning the power of the legislators in order for them to pressure the government into methods of what they call it, approach that has to be taken. I don't know whether I've done justice or not to your question. Alia, sana? I
Dah
say
faham sir, thank you.
method of rehabilitation. So, maksudnya you tanya benda lain, kau I jawab benda lain. Rehab meaning a person that has committed a wrong, you have to understand them in order for you to realize where they are coming from. If they are so poor, then they are unable to get that what do you call it, the sustenance of life, meaning money. Then you are going to be cruel. I mean, example that the police, the mother that steals for the steal the food for the child when she doesn't have money. Dekat PJ punya, when the ketua polis, ketua contingent polis dekat PJ, trying to put his what do you call it, this method of approach, though I think it is wrong, but it is good, but it is wrong in a way that the problem has to be tackled by the government, not the agency of enforcement. The agency of enforcement is based on the provision of the law. The problem is actually to be handled by the people who create the law. So something is wrong with the law, because at this point of time, COVID, people are not having ability to sustain their life. So because they were terminated, companies closed down, problems being husband, if they are unable to support, and then obviously the family members have to do things. So the family institution is falling down. It's not about the crime. If you look at the crime, you just don't want to see the reason why people commit crime. So if you were to rely, oh my God, this is the family institution punya situation. As I already mentioned to you, ada one family, ada 4 wife, ada 28 orang anak dalam rumah tu. He this particular guy, he uses the provision of the Islamic law to be able to marry 4, and then the 4 wives staying together in one house. Then you have 28 kids in the house. Come on, man. If you look only at the crimes that is committed of the family members, na'udzubillah, minta simpang lah, if the family is okay, but I think it's just an opening, it is an avenue for the kids to do certain things that is wrong. But how can you have a good life when your house, the family institution is too large to accept the situation? So if the children is committing crime, you just look at the crime. You cannot look at the crime. You look at the why. It's not what. It's the why. Why it happens. Then once you understand why it happens, then you move towards rehabilitation. Just like what I already given you about the person that is selling her body in order to survive. So it is not about punishment alone. It is about rehabilitation. Trying to find proper solution in order for that person to be able to stand on their own 2 feet and to change their life. So that is the mission of the Scandinavian jurisprudence, is to be based on reality. Don't talk about theory. Don't talk about idea with me. I want you to really sit down and look at the problem in a realistic manner, in a very what do you call, pragmatic manner, where we can sit down and solve the problem rather than just create one fictitious idea, and that idea is to be used, and hopefully it will solve the problem of the society. It's not going to go away because you are not real. We have to be real. As I said, Rasulullah is a very practical and realistic person, and his approach towards Islamic religion is something that is very realistic. If you look at his behavior, the Sunnah, and the Hadith, you will see a realism person punya approach, rather than this is Al-Quran, curi potong tangan, zina kena baling rejam, as what is being stated in all the Jewish punya books, Christianity punya books, and also in Al-Quran. It is on the practicality punya, based on reality of the society. If they don't understand Islam, then what's the point of punishing them? Only when you are able to understand and prepare the society to the things that you need to do, only then you can implement the law. Otherwise, there's no point. Because people will react, people don't understand the religion, and they will do things that is not the focus of the religion in the first place. Okay, hopefully insyaAllah nampak, tinggal lagi seminit. Kalau tak nampak juga, this afternoon kita akan do our tutorials in order for us to understand the topic further, insyaAllah. So insyaAllah petang, if you have any questions, please do. Ini ramai-ramai mungkin semua orang malu, in a smaller session, insyaAllah. Okay, if nothing, then insyaAllah, thank you. See you this afternoon. Yeah.
Thank you,
Assalamualaikum.
sir.
Okay, the recording, jangan lupa minta recording ya.
Thank you, sir.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, thank you,
Thank you, sir. Have a nice day.
thank you, thank you, thank you,
sir.
thank you. Faiz, Adhan, tolong keluar untuk recording Sophie, Nurul, Izzah.